3 Army personnel have been suspended and more than 100 could be investigated over another scandal involving victimisation of women in the Australian Defence Force. The Army Chief says emails have circulated between senior Army members containing demeaning images of their female colleagues and references to illicit drug use.
The Army Chief is remaining typically tight-lipped about detail, but he says this could rock the Army more than the Skype sex scandal, because this time it involves senior personnel.
I'd say it's worse than the Skype matter. In the matters that we're looking at now, these are actions by men who've been in the Defence Force for in excess of 10 years.
Emails sent between Army personnel since 2010 are alleged to contain material including pictures that demean female Army personnel and refer to illicit drug use. Chief Lieutenant General Morrison says he has spoken to 4 of the women who have been victimised.
I have apologised to them on behalf of the Australian Army.
3 personnel have been stood down and they could face further action.
I'm advised that these 3 may also be persons of interest to the New South Wales Police and of the possibility that civil charges may be laid against them.
A further 5 Army personnel are likely to be suspended, 9 are being investigated and another 90 will be investigated.
This does enormous reputational damage to the Australian Defence Force. It reflects adversely on the great work done by the vast bulk of members of the Defence Force.
The Army Chief says this is clearly more than a few bad apples.
It goes to the heart of what I've said about systemic problems with culture inside the Army.
Look, the Defence Association wouldn't necessarily agree with the term systemic. The heat of the reaction against the behaviour would tend to prove that the behaviour involved is not systemic.
The Defence Association does concede this matter needs to be dealt with swiftly and thoroughly to avoid a drop-off in the recruitment of women.
I think the service chiefs have adopted quite a tough approach here to make an example of the people involved.
I am resolved that where any serious case is proven, every step available will be taken to remove the individuals responsible from the Army.
The Defence Force has made a concerted push to appear as a more viable option for female recruits. In the wake of the damaging Skype sex scandal, 2 major reviews were conducted, including one by the Sex Discrimination Commissioner. She says she's appalled by this latest scandal, but not surprised.
On occasion, I have seen some highly sexualised work groups, different cultures at the extreme end think that women should have no place in Australia's military. I'm happy to say that in my look at it, those were very much the minority view.
The Commissioner is heartened by the reaction from authorities.
The leadership is much more committed than it's been. I also think they're much more transparent. This issue is important for the sustainability of Australia's military so that the military can meet Australia's strategic objectives. And if you're a person at the middle rank who still believes women have no place or should not be treated equally, then I think you need to think again.
It was just 2 years ago a Defence Force survey found 74% of female cadets experience unacceptable gender harassment. Today's revelations show there's still a long way to go. Tom Connell, Sky News, Canberra.